The parsha began with Moshe Rabbeinu davening to Hashem, Vaetchanan al Hashem, davening to enter Eretz Yisrael after he was punished and told he can't enter Eretz Yisrael. And we mentioned by Rishon that he davened 515 tefillas, the gematria of Vaetchanan. He davened over and over and over again. And Hashem said, Al Tosef, don't continue. You're not allowed to enter Eretz Yisrael. We're all taught that davening is so powerful and davening is so meaningful. And no prayer goes unanswered. So what happened to the tefillas of Moshe Rabbeinu? He davened 515 tefillas over and over and over again and said, Al Tosef, don't continue. You can't enter Eretz Yisrael. What happened to those tefillas? Years and years later, we have the story of Purim. In the story of Purim, there was a gzeira, there was a decree that was nechtam, that was already sealed, the Chazal teach us, that were going to be destroyed. And comes Mordechai and Esther to bring Yeshua, Baruch Hashem. But what happened exactly? So there's a pasuk in Parashat Ches, pasuk Gimel, in the Megillah, a famous pasuk. It's turned into a song. And the pasuk in the surface doesn't make any sense. The pasuk says, Vatosef Esther. Esther continues. Now, if you read the first two psukim in the parak, that's pasuk Gimel, Parashat Ches, Esther wasn't speaking. So what does it mean, Vatosef Esther, Vatadaber lifnei hamelach? Esther continues to speak before the king. She wasn't speaking prior. That word Vatosef is very strange. It seems out of place. Vatadaber lifnei hamelach, she speaks before the king. And we know anytime in the Megillah, it doesn't say Melech Achashverosh. Melech is also an allusion to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Melech Malchem Lachim. So Esther continues and talks to Hashem, the Melech. And what does she say? First, Vatipal, Lifnei Raglav, she falls before his feet. We have to understand what's going on there. Vatefk, and she cries. Vatischanen lo, and she pleads with him. Lavar es ras Haman Hagagi, to remove all the bad of Haman. Vatischanen lo. Remember, it's very similar to Eschanan. I heard years ago from Rabbi Ephraim Waxman, the most incredible Torah. He says, you know what it means, Vatosef Esther? That Esther continued to speak. She wasn't speaking beforehand. HaKadosh Baruch Hu in our Parashat Vaetchanan, when Moshe Rabbeinu davens Vaetchanan al Hashem, 515 tefillas. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Al Tosef, don't continue. Stop. You're not allowed into Eretz Yisrael. Hashem had his cheshbonos for reasons we could explain another time. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, don't continue. So what happened to the tefillas? Vatosif Esther. Esther continues. That's why it says Vatosif Esther. She took those 515 tefillas and she continued them to the 516th, which Hashem told Moshe, if you continue, I would have had to have answered your tefillas, and it wasn't meant to be then. So Esther takes it and davens one more Vatosif Esther. Vatischanan lo, the same exact language of Eschanan. And she continues. Vatipol lifnei raglav. Vatipol, she falls in front on her feet. What? Lifnei raglav, before his feet. What's Vatipol? Vatipol is exactly gematria 516. Esther davened the 516, an allusion to the 516th tefillah. Vatosef Esther, she continued the 515. And she went to Vatipol to 516. Vatischanan lo, same language of Eschanan. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu answers her tefillahs. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu is bringing Geula and Yeshua to all of Klal Yisrael and saves all of Klal Yisrael that were already had the decree would be destroyed. You know what happened to Moshe Rabbeinu's tefillahs? They were saved for years and years later for his people to save Klal Yisrael, which Esther took, and she took them one next level, Vatosef, and saved Klal Yisrael. No tefillah goes unanswered. We might not always know where it goes. Hashem knows better what's best for us and what's best for Klal Yisrael. We can't stop davening. Believe in the koach of our tefillahs. Believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu listening to our tefillahs and bringing about Yeshuas and Refuos and Geulos from all of our heilige tefillahs. Chevra, was a schus to learn together this entire week. I'm just really blown away by this program, by each and every one of you that's learning with Shnayim Yomi and learning Shnayim Mikveh Targum. I know that there are times when it might be difficult, there are days that might be hard, but stick with it. It elevates each day. It elevates your Shabbos Kodesh. It elevates your life. Everyone should have a beautiful, heilige Shabbos Kodesh, full of simcha and full of bracha.